go. The Brion and Steve Show is Brion. Yeah, it is Steve. I'm Steve. Unprepared as usual.
Yes, exactly. We're just winging this thing.
Yes. That's what I told your mother. Okay. So, salutations all my guitarists out there, you unmusical motherfuckers. I will make you musical. Hopefully I can do this. Let's see, how close do I gotta be before you can actually see my pretty drawings? Okay. I will have to be fairly close here.
Okay, I'm gonna put my feet up while he does that.
Yes, yes. This is very important stuff. It has come to my attention that most guitarists are not musical. They don't understand the musical languages. So here I am to help you. Because I was trained piano before I was guitar. Okay, starting with scales. How they're constructed. There'll be a real quick brief review of this. Your first tone. Well, actually, I can play guitar on this one. E is root. F is minor second. F sharp would be major second. G would be minor third. G sharp would be major third. A would be perfect fourth. That is A sharp, and it would be either your flatted fifth or they call it the augmented fourth or diminished fifth. It is all the same guy. You got your perfect fifth at B. That makes your fifth chords your power chords. So all you uneducated motherfuckers, you now know when you're going. You know what you're doing now. Okay, so we were at the fifth. You got your minor sixth. Then that was a C. C sharp would be your major sixth. And then D would be your minor seventh. And then your D sharp would be your major seventh. Those are leading tones. They always want to come back home to Papa. E. With that, I'll just leave it distorted. I'll just clean it up like, okay, you can hear that. The two, I'm putting up three fingers, I'm special. The two chords you should concern yourself with, if you're looking at a piano, major, minor, and just like this, and just like this. Anyways, goes first, third, fifth, every time. Fifth and fourth are called perfect because they can be thrown into major and minor situations and they will still sound perfect. Hence why they're perfect. Ha! But like for the second and the third, the sixth and the seventh, you're going to call them major, minors, augmented, diminished, whatever have you, because they are not perfect. They only fit major and minor situations. Unless you're going in modes, and some of them will have minors on the majors and the majors on the minors. Got my major on my minor and my minor on my major. Laid back. You can tell we're really winging this. And then the last one being your octave. It was very popular during, and not like Kurt Cobain, but like Bush used a lot of the octave chord. Jimi Hendrix used octave chords, and if not, he was using a pedal that would make the octave for him. It's pretty cool. Okay, so that is that, and I was talking about the chords. You got the 1, 3, 5, and the 1, 3 flatted. The 3 is flatted. 3 is what really makes the difference, because you got your 5th, and that is the ultimate rock cheat chord, because you don't have to distinguish if it's major or minor. But when you throw in the 3rd, let's actually make sure it's fairly clean here. You hear that 3rd and it says it's major. You hear that motherfucking 3rd and it says it's minor. So 1, 3, 5. The 3rd makes the difference. And then the 7th is usually, we see like a C7. This is the other chord I will tell you about, because it's used a lot. It's usually the minor 7th, but you can augment it and make it the major. That kind of sounds cool. Adding on to that, you got extended, because like the 9th, let's see, 8, 9 would be the major and minor 2nd, but an octave higher. So you'll get chords like this. This I think would be this would be the A minor 9th, which sounds very cool. Which, here's your A minor, here's your 9th. On the G string, I am playing a B. So you got your A, C, your E, and then that added B. Really cool chord. So now we are going to move over to reading fucking music sheets. I am so ashamed of my guitar community. Y'all being like this. Oh, I'm a musician, I'm a guitar player, oh, I'm so great, I kiss my own ass. But you can't read music sheet. That's why we get the joke. How do you get a guitarist to stop playing? You put music sheet in front of him. So, no more. Watch the rest of this video and you will get it. So, let's see here. I made this all really nice for you. This is the treble clef. When drawing these things, treble clef is also the F clef. No, not the F clef, but the G clef. This supposedly looks like a G. I guess it does kind of have that thing going on. And at this point right here is kind of like their pointer point, and that is a G. So this will always point at a G. Okay, you got every good boy deserves fudge. You have your whole notes look like, your whole notes look like this guy, because there's no stem, they're just little circles, and that will go for a full measure. So you'll be like, okay, here's your time signature, 4/4. So you're gonna have 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole note is a full measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is your half note. So it's gonna go half of a measure. It's gonna go 1, 2. Quarter note, it's gonna go 1. Eighth, it's gonna go 1 and 1 and. 16ths I drew off into the little corner. You see how the stems are going up to that bracket, and there's 2 little hanging things. You're gonna go 1E and a 2E. 1E and yeah. Down here, just for giggles, here's 32nds and here's 64ths. Now things do extend below and above. I didn't quite do this right, because these stems should continue to go across as you're going down. But going downwards, you'll have your D. I hope I'm not covering that. You'll have your C, you'll have your B, you'll have your A, you'll have your G. Let's see if I drew them on this one. No, I did not draw it on. This is your treble clef, motherfuckers. The F clef. Back in the day, they drew this a little bit differently, and it actually did look like an F. What I was getting to, well, let's go through this first. Great big dogs fight Australians. Remember that. And then as it continues upwards, you hit the B, and this is middle C right here. So at this point, it will connect to the middle C, right here, this is middle C on the treble clef. They will run together that way. It should look like, well, I'm covering things up because I'm holding it wrong. It should run in together, but sometimes they overlap and you continue down, and sometimes this one overlaps by continuing upward, but still on the bass clef. On this as well, I wrote down the rest. When you see this, you will rest that entire measure. This one right here, right there. You see this one, you will rest for half of the measure. So you'll just be like 1, 2, oh, I can play again. This one you'll rest for a quarter, so you just be like 1, I can play again. This one will be like, okay, you hit 1 and you don't play that and because it's only like, it's broken up into 8th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. You only knock out that 1/8. This one looks a little bit more like it, so I drew it twice because I'm not a great drawer, and that's a 16th. What a 16th looks like. So I will post these pictures. I'll take a picture of them, put them on. I want you people to know these things. I'm saying bitch, motherfucker, and all that just to be funny, but these are things you should actually know if you're going to call yourself a musician. If not, you're playing Guitar Hero with real guitars. And you should be ashamed of yourself, cry to your mom, wet your pants. No, I love you, and I love your mom.
And your sister.
Well, yeah, you can't overlook the sister.
Of course not.
Accents, they look like greater than less. A lot of things look like greater than less than signs. So these accents right here, the greater than will be to be louder, the less than will be sounder, will be quieter. So here I am. Accenting is very important to music. Otherwise, you'll just be like. You know, that's fucking boring. So you're like. Yeah, I hit that one really hard. I accented it. If you got compressor on your guitar, you're kind of screwed because compressors do what it sounds like. It compresses you into a range of noise. You can't get any quieter than this, or it tries to make sure you don't, and you don't get any louder than that. And that's why it's best to play all natural, because then you can go, I'm playing softly, the music sheet says to play loud. Makes sense. It's also harder to make accents on distorted because it has its own compression-like qualities. Accelerando. When you see that on a music sheet, you just gradually play faster. Accidentals. That was on the bass clef. These are they call them accidentals. You'll know them as the flat sign, the sharp sign, and the neutral sign. The neutral sign, if you had a sharp prior and you wanted to play, let's say it's an F sharp, and you wanted to go back to F, but you don't know how to write it down, you put this guy down there, and it'll bring you back to F. It's no longer sharp. Other terminology you should know is adagio, which is usually between about 66 to 76 BPM. Allegro will get you at 120 to 168 BPM. Andante, they often describe as walking speed. I don't know where they get that, but 76 to 108. Largo, that is 30 to 60. I don't know anybody in the world who plays that slow, unless you're doing all 30 seconds or 64s. I'm going to call it larghetto. That's probably right, but that's 60 to 66-ish. Moderato is 108 to 120. Presto is 168 to 208 BPMs. We're still talking. Prestissimo is 208 to about 260 BPMs.